Okay, folks, I told y'all why I wrote my book, White Fear, how the browning of America is making white folks lose their minds. Now, there are some people, some television producers at other networks who won't have me on because the white producers don't like the title. What they should not like is the truth that I wrote about. And this whole reaction to white conservatives and woke, I mean, they apply woke to everything. If you read the New York Post, oh my goodness, everything is woke. Woke, 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 woke. I mean, that's what they do. Everything is woke. Okay? It's their way of trying to desensitize and diminish the reality of what woke means. So the other day on Fox News, Dana Perino, who was the press secretary for President George W. Bush, and she knows better, okay? She said one of the dumbest things I've ever heard about woke. Trust me, brace yourselves for the level of stupidity you're about to hear.
One of the things about woke is, can you explain it to your mom? Think about that. And I remember when President Trump was running, and it was before he won in 2016, he used to get standing ovations initially when he would say, political correctness is ruining our country. And everybody that was clapping knew exactly what he meant. But it's sort of like the Supreme Court definition of pornography. You know it when you see it. So the Democrats want to get you in an argument where you're having to define wokeism as if the Webster's dictionary is defining it. And that's not what it is. It could be a feeling. It could be a sense. And I wonder if Republicans or conservatives are going to have to define it more. She could be right. I don't know. This will be tested. But the other poll numbers you showed are important. The one thing I don't see any candidate really doing right now is talking about a plan for pro-growth economic means. And that's what Americans are pretty desperately looking for.
What the hell is she talking about? Oh, it could be a feeling. It could be what it sounds like. What, Dana? What the hell are you talking about? And then, in order to define it, how do you explain it to your mom? Dana, you're supposed to be an educated white woman, middle-aged. Your mama probably ain't got no clue. Okay, y'all want to speak of no clue? Here's Bethany Mandel, who wrote some book I don't even care about. I didn't even bother getting the title. So she did an interview on the Hill TV show Rising. And she was asked, because she kept talking about woke, 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 woke. So the sister during the interview asked her to define woke. Didn't go well.
Of Americans consider themselves very liberal, and probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, you know, when we talk about traditional,
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. Sorry, it's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
Yeah, look, your time.
It's hard to explain. Your ass just said y'all wrote a whole chapter in your book, but it's hard to explain. Y'all, it gets better. So poor little Bethany writes a piece in Newsweek, which basically is now a conservative outlet. Go to my iPad. And so, headline, I was asked to define woke, my humiliation went viral. Okay, so y'all are really gonna laugh at this one. So in the piece, she goes, right before we went on air, I heard one of the hosts speaking about parents in what I perceived to be a negative way. I panicked. Over my career as a loud and proud breeder, she's got 6 kids, I've often felt attacked by the left and braced myself to be ambushed on air about my own life choices as a mother of 6 children. Really? Really, Bethany? Y'all, Bethany lying. Bethany lying her ass off. And do you know how I know Bethany is lying her ass off? I actually pulled and watched the video of the whole interview. Now, mind you, the entire interview with Bethany was 12 minutes and 42 seconds. All right. Y'all, it was 7 minutes in before they got to her stumbling and bumbling. She was asked a series of questions, go to my iPad, by the black female host, Brianna, the white boy, Robbie. She ain't stumbled, she didn't bumble, none of that. It was 7 minutes. Then she screws it up. It's another 5 minutes after she screwed it up. So I'm trying to understand, Mustafa. Girl, why you lying? What? Because see, if you panicked, you would have panicked. Matter of fact, see, let me help y'all out. This is what happens when your ass start lying. Okay? When your ass start lying. They introduce her. Now, I don't even want to show her book. Okay? So if somebody made a comment right before you went on the air, you probably are going to panic with the first question, right? That's what, right, Mustafa, Candace, probably the first question. You probably out of the gate if you panicked. I want y'all to see how little trifling ass Bethany answered the first question. Watch.
Training youth in politics, education, medicine, mental health, and even entertainment.
The authors say that this is no longer a healthy or happy environment for these children. Co-author of Stolen Youth, Bethany Mandel, joins us now to discuss. Welcome, Bethany.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So help us understand, what do you see as what's going on with the left or progressives' attack on youth today?
Yeah, absolutely. So the crux of the argument of the book is that there is sort of a woke reimagining of our society.
Do y'all see any panic? Do y'all see any stumbling and bumbling? Do y'all see her feeling attacked? Now, in those first 7 minutes, y'all, she kept talking about being the victim, being the victim, being the victim, being the victim. But Bethany, that's what your trifling ass did with that little sorry ass column you wrote where you lied. You straight lied. Oh my God. You know what? Let me just go ahead. Let me go ahead and advance this. Okay, so maybe, okay, let me just advance this, in 3.5 minutes. Y'all, watch this.
All right.
We 3.5 minutes in.
Negotiate this idea of an outsized victim culture and people claiming mental health issues that don't really exist with a book and a discourse that's talking about the mental health issues do suffer and kind of framing kids as in a crisis. I mean, there's a kid on a milk carton on your book in a way that obviously points to the fact that there's something real there in your view. How do you disaggregate what might be characterized as a mental health crisis caused by a focus on mental health crises and the idea that we should be perhaps less attentive to the idea that people who say they have mental health crises are in fact experiencing mental health crises?
So it's hard to disentangle the two. And how do you know when a child is experiencing a genuine mental health crisis versus that of a child who is sort of perpetuating their own misery in order to gain credibility among their peers.
Fluid. We got no problem answering the question. Well, let's just see. Let's just advance it a little bit more. Here's the next question. And this is about a minute and a half before she totally screwed up on the woke part, okay? Y'all ready for this? Remember, she panicked. Remember, she said one of the hosts, she wouldn't name the hosts, there's only two, y'all, the black girl, the white boy. She said one of the hosts, so the white boy, he a conservative, the black girl, she progressive, so we know who she was talking about, but she wouldn't name him. But she said, oh my God, they made a comment about me and I was just rattled. I panicked. The portion of the interview right now, y'all, we are 5.5 minutes in. Her ass ain't panicked one time. Watch this.
People in my life who are educators and mental health professionals, I definitely never deny the reality that there's a certain kind of cultural cachet that's emerged of kind of hierarchies of oppression, let's say. Yeah. But I've also seen a lot of people across the political spectrum express frustration with that. So I wonder if you could get into how you see this as a war of the left against the right, because framing it that way, when I think this is a broad concern that a lot of folks have a problem with, does kind of also recreate this kind of victim paradigm where you have people saying we're being under attack by the left instead of kind of coming together and trying to resolve what I think is a broadly understood phenomenon.
And so in this circumstance, there's a lot of things that are sort of a right versus left conversation, but this is not one of them. And I agree with you. I think that there are a lot of people.
Stop. I still don't see the panic. I don't see how terrified. Yo, she's 6.5 minutes in. 6.5 minutes into the interview. We ain't panicked one time. She did a little stuttering right there, but she answering the questions. Everything is fine. And then she, then all of a sudden, then things begin to change. Then things begin to change quickly. Hit play.
Sort of a woke reimagining that is very, very, very far left. Only 7% of Americans consider themselves very liberal. And probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, when we talk about traditional,
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Stop. All right. We are now 6 minutes and 51 seconds in. This girl, she ain't stumbled over her words. She has not panicked. She has not had a panic attack. She has not had to call the cops. This Karen ain't been no problem whatsoever. We just been answering the questions. The black girl been asking questions. The white boy been asking a couple of questions. Everything going fine. But now is the moment when the white woman loses her mind. And this is the part of the interview that I dare say is similar to the white woman who said a black man tried to beat me up, tried to steal my kids, tried to attack me as the way. Who was the white woman? What was her name? Sharon Smith, I think was her name. Then who was the white boy in Boston? Was it Stewart, who claims the black folk? You remember, you always blame the black person. See, that's really what Bethany did. Let me blame the black girl. See, the black girl made a comment, and that's why I just panicked. I couldn't answer the question. I done played y'all all of Bethany's little comments. Now listen to Bethany explain when the black girl asked her real simple, I'm just gonna roll it back, like we gonna keep it plain, like, boo, can't justify it, because you keep saying woke, 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 woke. Watch this.
7% of Americans consider themselves very liberal, and probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, when we talk about traditional,
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, woke is sort of the idea that This is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. Sorry, it's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
Yeah, look, your time.
First of all, boo, it was 45 seconds. Now, let me show you how the white boy tried to bail her out, okay? Watch this.
I mean, it's one of those things that, everybody is weighing in, inveighing against wokeness. We do some of it on this show as well. It's definitely something, you know what it is when you see it, but
is it wrong?
It is.
Will you define wokeness then?
I would say it's the tendency to punish people formally or often informally for expressing ideas using language specifically that is very new, that no one would have objected to like 5 seconds ago. So it's easier to come up with examples like, punishing people for using the wrong pronouns or identifying structures of that kind. I would say it's the system of doing actual censorship.
Let's take that example. Bethany, you're talking about...
His punk ass literally said it's easy to come up with examples. Candace, this is what I'm talking about with these white conservatives. They are so rattled, and here's why. I need everybody listening to me to understand why these white conservatives are really freaking out. They're freaking out because young white kids know what woke is. And they're angry that young white kids were showing up at the George Floyd rallies. They're angry that young white kids aren't buying the bullshit of their parents. And they're like, yeah, we ain't down with that. And so now they want to brand everything as woke, what essentially has become the N-word for them. Let's just slap it on everything. And so therefore, what we can do is we can diminish everything that comes after that. That's really what this is all about.
Roland, let me tell you something. This foolishness that I just looked at just now is a narcissist that is an actual white supremacist, okay? First of all, with your ugly behind, you come over here and get on this show and you want to throw woke over here, woke over there, woke over this here, but then you cannot give us the actual definition of what woke is. And I'm going to be honest with you. Her ass know what woke is, but see, it's not going to fit her actual narrative of what she was on that show for. And see, when our sister girl turned around and asked her, so tell us what woke is. Oh, she had her ass caught in the tail. So that's why she gets the shade fan of the day.
See, if they call me and say, Roland, can you define white fear? Oh, hell yeah, I can. Hell yeah, I can. I'll break it down for you. But that's the deal. And so they are trying to identify everything. No, we know who y'all are. We know what y'all do. We recognize game, Mustafa.
Yeah, without a doubt. We know that this is all a part of the 2024 presidential election and others who will be running at that time. So they're trying to do whatever they can to weaken the steps to address injustices across our country. So if you say you want clean water, then they're going to say, well, you must want woke water. Or if you want clean air, it must be woke air. Or if you want health care for everybody, it's woke health care. So we understand the game.
That's all it is. So y'all, so Bethany, I'm just want to let you know, your ass will not be coming on this show. I don't give a damn about your little book because I don't want to hear your ass just try to describe again what woke is when you can't even explain it. And Dana Perino, you know better. You know that.
But Roland, you know what, Roland? Now let her come on this damn show. But let me tell you.
No, listen. Listen. That girl ain't gonna never, look, that Karen will never show herself on this show. Because hell, if she thought Bree gave her ass a panic attack, I'ma straight up give her a stroke. So, yeah, she just might want to go ahead and just stay in her little white picket fence with her white kids in her little white Karen world. And that's exactly what we're talking about, because what she is utterly clueless. Utterly clueless. And so we gonna keep showing y'all every time these fools do this here, but I'm trying to explain to y'all what's going on. They are trying to ignite white fear because they need that to show itself up at the ballot box in the 2024 election. Just understand the game. All right, folks, back to our Roland Unfiltered video in just one moment. When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Check some money orders. Go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.